Welcome to this video from your Library and Study Advice team. I'm Natalie, one of the Academic Liaison Librarians.
And I'm Ed, a member of the Study Advice team.
We often meet students who search for reliable and relevant sources for their assignments, but they find so many results it's difficult to choose which ones to read. So if you're experiencing that, you're not alone. In this video, we're going to talk through our tips for how to choose the most relevant material so that you can start reading.
The first thing to realise is that there's no one perfect thing to find and read, one source that says exactly what you want to say. Instead, you'll need to read a combination of sources to support the various aspects of your claims. But that isn't to say that any source on your topic is going to be useful to you. You should therefore consider how relevant a source is and how you can use it in your assignment. And we can use two tools to help scaffold these decisions, the I.R.E. scale and B.E.A.M. As we introduce these terms, we'll consider how to use them together effectively.
The I.R.E. scale is a simple scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being for sources that have nothing to do with your topic or even your wider discipline. Still, most sources that are squarely within your discipline will not be all that relevant to your assignment, and these will be rated 2 on the I.R.E. scale, and again they can mostly be ignored. 3 on the scale is for sources that touch on the scope of your assignment in some way, but they won't focus on the particular aspects of your topic that you're looking at. These might still be useful to you in your assignments, but they won't be as important to your argumentation as the sources rated 4 or 5, which are increasingly focused on your topic in the same way as you're looking at it. They might even reach conclusions that contradict your own, meaning that you will have to challenge them.
When you move on from reading this material and you want to use library search tools to discover other sources, use the information displayed to decide how relevant they are to your topic. Say, for example, you're researching Victorian literature and how women are portrayed. In Enterprise, you can use the subject terms displayed to help you decide if a resource is relevant to you or not. Take this as an example. We were looking for things on Victorian literature, but if we use the Find option in our web browser, we can see that one of our keywords, literature, appears, but it's appearing out of context for our subject area. If we look at the subject term for this search result, we can see that it is broadly related to our topic. So we might score this medium on the I.R.E. scale, perhaps a 3. If we take a look at the subject terms for this result, we can see that it's specifically relevant to our topic of women in Victorian literature, so we might score this higher on the I.R.E. scale. You can take a similar approach in Summon. When you do a search here, your search terms are always shown in bold in your results list, so you can check how prominently they feature in the item description and so decide how relevant that material might be to you. You can also use the Quick Look button. This will bring up an abstract but also a list of subject terms to help you decide how relevant this item is to your topic.
B.E.A.M is a useful way of quickly identifying how you can use a source. It stands for background, exhibit, argument, and method. The background sources are those that help you describe the wider context of your assignment, and most of these sources will be rated 3 on the I.R.E. scale. Example sources provide just that, an example that helps the reader better understand a complex, abstract idea. And again, these sources can be rated about 3 on the I.R.E. scale. Argument sources are the ones that directly underpin your claims about the topic and are typically rated 4 and 5 on the I.R.E. scale. And these are your most important sources. They'll provide the basis of your critical analysis of the topic, and without them your assignment will be descriptive at best. Method sources help you choose the most appropriate method for your purposes and to justify that choice in your methodology section. They may not be focused on your topic and may therefore be rated 3 on the I.R.E. scale, but they may still provide a useful precedent to justify why you chose to approach your topic in the way you did.
Let's take a look at how you can consider B.E.A.M and how you will use a source when you're discovering things in the library search tools. In Enterprise, if you scroll down on a book, underneath the availability, you get this Explore, Summary and About the Author section. And if you expand that, you get a summary of the book. Now this is going to give you pointers to the author's main argument or position in the scholarly debate on this topic, and it's also going to tell you what the book includes in terms of background information or examples. When considering how to use a source in Summon, use the Quick Look button to display the abstract for the item you're looking at. It will tell you what research methods the item used, and it will also give you an idea as to the main scholarly point or argument or the conclusion of the investigation that was undertaken as part of this article.
So, to summarise, don't look for the perfect source. Use a combination of the most relevant and useful sources you can find. Use the I.R.E. scale to identify the sources that are the most relevant to your assignment, and use B.E.A.M to identify how to put your sources to best use.
Thanks for watching. If you're ready to move on, why not check out some of our other videos?